Hi folks, this is Bob from preppingpractice.com. Okay, yesterday we had some extreme high winds and it took out our electricity. It was about 2:30 in the afternoon. So I had a good opportunity to test some of the devices I have here. So by the evening we had, when it got dark, we had to use this for our lighting. So what we learned firsthand is these little LED light strips work excellent with these little Suyaki power packs. We also charged our cell phones with these devices. For lighting, we had the LED light strips. We also used this little van light plugged into a 12-volt battery. So we had lights running off of this and this, two different rooms. Then I also have this little 12-volt lithium battery. And basically you can hook up any of these 12-volt devices that you would plug into one of these directly into that. Just put your little jack on the end of it. So we also use that for lighting. And then we had all of our flashlights and whatnot running off of the rechargeable batteries. Also had some lighting running off of one of these little power packs. 8 AA batteries, creates 12 volts. So we had some lights running off of one of those also. So it got to be dinner time, and what we did, we have a small 700 watt microwave. This is our portable solar generator, so we were able to use a microwave running off of that device. I also pulled this out of the basement. I haven't used this yet. This is one of the propane cookers. So I talked to my wife, and if it come to that, we were going to hook this up so she could do some cooking in the evening, but we didn't need to. The electricity came back on within about 6 hours. But it was a good test. Now, this is not an actual grid down scenario, so some of our priorities were we have 2 refrigerators, so I had to get 2 refrigerators running. I was able to power the one refrigerator with this little portable solar unit, and then in the basement I had the parts to put together another generator. Basically I have a deep cell 12-volt battery and an inverter. It was a 2000 watt modified sine wave inverter. So and I had the cables to hook it up, but I hooked up the 12-volt battery to the sine wave inverter, and then I was able to power the other refrigerator in the basement. I would have powered that refrigerator all night long, and then by today, which the next day, I would have to hook up some portable solar panels to recharge these devices. So it was a good test for us. I really had to think through how I was going to recharge all of these devices. I have one solar panel in the backyard hooked up right now. It's just a 100 watt panel. I got that, the wire going into the basement so I can plug into this solar generator, or I have wires to plug it in, charge any of these other devices directly from that one panel. But I also have 2 large panels, so I think they're 275 watts each. But I have not installed those yet. So if it came to it, I would have to rig at least one of those up today and get the wire in the basement, and I could recharge my 12-volt deep cell batteries through a charge controller. So that would have been doable. So all these little devices I had purchased in advance really ended up helping us last night when we ran out of when we had an outage. We were able to put lights throughout the house. We were able to cook. Now heat. So I learned a good lesson here. I mean, we have a fireplace in this house, so that was the only source of heat for us. So I brought in some wood by the fireplace, got the fireplace going. We pulled some couches around the fireplace, and that's where we were going to spend the night. The electricity ended up coming on before we actually had to go to sleep, so we were able to sleep in our normal method. But heat becomes a big issue. So I also have a wood, it's just an emergency wood burning stove. It's still in the box in the basement. So had that become a long-term outage, I would have brought that upstairs, hooked it up, somehow rigged the chimney to go out a window, and I would have got that little wood burner going also. So the lesson I learned here last night is I may be keeping my eye out for another wood burning stove, an actual indoor wood burning stove. Purchase that, maybe buy that used, just so that's there if there's any long-term outage. I have a secondary heat source. Plus it'd be nice to put one in the kitchen to actually use it as a cooking device also. And this also woke me up to the fact that I do not have enough wood. I have to get some more firewood here, because the amount of wood I had probably would have only lasted us a day or two. So it was a good learning lesson. All right, that's about it for now. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.